I have 7 grandkids, 5 of them old enough to talk on the phone. Every day I either text them or call them.
Does he text or call Navy Joan? He actually said 7th grandkids. Okay, so welcome back to the program. Dana Loesch here with you. All right, so a number of observations here. So they finally, in a People magazine interview on a Friday in the summer, they dropped this finally. And then he ran away to go on vacation for 10 days. So they're kind of acknowledging this, sort of. They're acknowledging it. The 7th grandchild, Navy Joan. Yeah, the polls were bad. They were bad enough for... Can you imagine being somebody's grandkid and you grow up and you realize that the only time that your grandparents acknowledged you was when the polling forced them to? It's sad. You can't say that this isn't anyone's business. I reject that so bad. I'm so tired. Look, guys, don't sell yourself short here. And on the Republican side, too, do not sell yourself short. You are the bosses. We're the boss. So when you have a politician auditioning for a job, hell yes, their personal life factors into it. Why? Because ours does. You're talking about someone who has the ability to send your kids to war. Our personal lives matter in this. So theirs do too. It's all fair game. These are the same people that want to control what your kids read in school, but oh my gosh, don't you dare talk about what they do with their kids. Oh, HAIL, no. That's not how this works. And in addition, what was one of the things that he always campaigned on? Being this like family man, right? He always campaigned on being this family man. Oh, family. He sounds like Riddick. Family. It's about family. Chronicles of Riddick. He sounds like that. Sounds like Vin Diesel saying it over and over again. That's what he's campaigned on. He's campaigned on that. So you can't suddenly, takesies, backsies. It's not how this works. You can't say, oh, no, I ran on family and I made a big deal about it. But now you can't talk about it because it's inconvenient for me. You can't talk about it. So now he admits he has 7 grandkids because the polling was bad. Like for 4 years, he's been saying that he has 6. Now he's like, well, 7. And he's doing it because of public perception, not because he really feels like this kid's family. And they say that, yes, we, love all of them the same. Just not enough to make sure that, she's got, a good education and she's going to be set for life. The whole reason this even became a story in the first place is because Hunter Biden fought tooth and nail to take any accountability for this little girl. Let's not forget how this started. This didn't start because Republicans found something out. I think that people would have been, and honestly, I wouldn't have found a lot to criticize about it if they said, you know what? Sometimes things happen and we got a 7th grandchild and we don't care how we got her. We love her all the same. Nobody would have batted an eye. And I tell you something, if that had been their line and Republicans would have criticized it, there would have been other Republicans criticizing those Republicans for criticizing it. And you all know that's true. This is one of the dumbest errors I've ever seen in politics. If they came out and just said, yes, things happen, and we love this little girl all the same, and that's just, the way it is. It's kind of, not the path we would have chosen, but we would have chosen to have a 7th. If they would have just said it like that, boom, done. But Hunter, you're talking about the stupidest family in politics. The only reason that the Bidens are successful this far is because other people cover their butts. And the only reason that other people cover for them is because they have to for the health of the Democrat Party at large. I have no idea how this guy's gotten as far as he has. I really honestly don't. Does he network well with other Democrats? I got to ask because he doesn't make good decisions and his son doesn't either. So as I said, the whole reason that this became a big thing is because Hunter fought it tooth and nail in court. And this woman, and I got to give her credit, this London Roberts lady, She was not making this a big deal at first. This was a private thing because you guys don't realize this had been going on for like 2 years before y'all found out about it. She was doing the right thing. She wouldn't, and then she wouldn't even making a big deal of it for the family. She was just trying to make sure that her daughter was taken care of. And that Hunter Biden, if you're going to do the act, then you got to take responsibility for what may happen after. And he fought it. He didn't want to claim paternity. She had to force him to take a paternity test. Surprise, you're the dad, or not surprised. And then he fought over, he didn't want to pay child support. He didn't want to have anything to do with her. He didn't even want to go to court. They had to threaten it. How many times did they threaten him with jail if he didn't show up in court? I mean, I think every time. I think they had to threaten him with contempt of court and threaten to jail him every time to get him there. And then finally, literally just late last month, they got him to agree to actually give a little bit to her. She gets to pick one of his stupid paintings out that aren't worth anything. They're only worth something if you're laundering money through them. Meanwhile, his other kids live in the White House. They have these big weddings on the White House grounds. They went to the best private schools, the best Ivy League universities. And this little girl in Arkansas, she gets to pick one of Dad's stupid paintings. And the mom wasn't asking for a ton of stuff either. She wasn't asking for millions of dollars. She was just saying, can you take care of your kid? The judge looks at this, and he sees the way this child is being treated and cared for, and then compares that to the standard of living for the other kids, because that's what courts do when they evaluate these cases. And so that is what fueled the asking of more, because you got to have your equal treatment of kids here. And he was resentful, and he still sounds resentful. And the idea that the Bidens went along with this, if I was Joe Biden and my kid was not acknowledging it, I would have beaten his ass on the south lawn of the White House, and I would have invited every camera there to do it. I would have said, we got a big announcement coming up. Then I would have brought my kid out there and whooped him on the lawn with a belt. Big, thick one. Like grandpa style, right? Insane. They could have, they just, this didn't have to be a deal at all. This hurt him it hurt him with their base. This is how dumb this is. It hurt him with his own base. It is so goofy that it had to go this far, but it's stupid Hunter. Like, he's threatening to sue people. All the media outlets that were showing like the photos that he left. He was going after the laptop guy, the computer repair shop owner, except for the fact that he literally signed the contract that said, if I don't come and get this stupid thing after 6 months, then, I forfeit ownership and the ownership goes to the computer repair shop. He signed it. And who leaves a laptop for 6 months? Is that guy a free storage unit? I don't think so. I mean, this is just a bunch of stupid errors that it's just maddening.